Inconsistent.
Are you ready though?
You putting music on? Is that copywritten?
I don't know.
More work for me. Like, what are you supposed to do? Is it this?
I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems too. Oh, okay. We'll do this one.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Something? No.
You got a few months to get this together, otherwise you're gonna get executed in town
Wrong
square.
race. Religion?
Yeah,
race.
religion. You're gonna get executed in Times Square, where the rest of the infidels, if you don't get it together.
People are losing their.
You have 2 months to convert to Islam, brother. So get it together. All right. Sheesh.
I guess so, right?
I just want to say salamu alaikum to our brother Zohan Mamdani. And peace be upon you. All right. Allahu Akbar. Gonna be a lot of that going around soon, right? And salamu alaikum. Alaikum assalam. Yalla.
That last part was actually pretty good.
Yalla?
Yeah.
That means hurry
part.
up.
Yeah.
That's what that means. Hurry up. Yalla, yalla.
Yeah, let's hurry up with this episode. So, the elections, right? That's what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about the future of New York.
Oh, the results.
Elections are done.
Elections are done.
What are we going backwards for? We should go forward in time to the future.
We're just going over the elections. If we're going to start this off.
Oh, swallow it. All right.
Oh my gosh, you're mad annoying. All right, so
that's what we got to focus on, bro.
okay.
All right.
While you're focusing on that, let's look at the results while we're.
So who's gonna get executed first? Cuomo, Sliwa. What are they? Who are they taking out first?
I don't know. I don't think they even would bother. You know, he won.
Let's see. Let's see how long the transgenders make it before Mamdani starts chucking them up.
You know what? You actually might be making some good points there as far as what's gonna happen, because I wish there was a way of locking it.
Pop lock it. Put it in your pocket.
What does that mean?
All right. What are we looking at here?
All right. So because as I'm typing, this is what's annoying about this program. But anyways, so about the results, right? So you had stated to me that in the group chat you were like, "Oh, how do you feel about wasting your vote?"
Yeah.
And I wasn't wrong, because I'm always right. Duh, I'm perfect. It doesn't even matter, because according to this is the exact numbers of people who actually voted. The total number of people who voted, even if you added Cuomo and Sliwa, it was still short.
Yeah.
Right? So here's the total number of votes Andrew Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa has combined. If they received a total combination of 1,001,000 votes, Zoran won the general election for mayor with 1,036,000 votes.
So about 35,000 votes.
Literally. 35,000
votes
is what they won by. Now, in the latest election, there were 5 million people that voted.
In this election or the one before this?
No, I'm sorry. There were 5.1 million people that are registered voters in New York. Subtract the total number of people who voted, which was 2 million people.
Damn, so like
3
less than half
million people did not vote. That means that every 3 people, 2 people did not vote.
Yes. Or out of every 5 people, 3 people didn't vote.
Why 5?
Because it's 5 million.
Yeah, okay.
Only 2 million voted.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
That's horrible.
So out of 5 of your friends,
5
look
people
around you. If you're listening to this, your friends, none of them voted because those niggas don't vote. But the white, after 5, you're white. If you're white, 3 of your friends didn't vote.
What does that say?
says that minorities didn't vote. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Do you have the numbers for that? Minorities by race or no?
No, I don't have the numbers by race. That's an interesting question. But what I have something else to follow up on this. What I gather from this is that people just didn't vote at all.
People didn't vote.
So where my vote didn't really matter, because even if you added, that means that if you took every single vote, and I'm not even a Republican, but if you took every single vote that Sliwa had, and you would assume that some of them are hardcore Republicans, which means that you couldn't add all those numbers to give it to Cuomo. Cuomo never had a chance. That doesn't even factor in the fact that out of 5 people, 3 didn't vote. 3 million people didn't vote. That's a whole other race. That's a whole other
election cycle.
So those, when you said you voted for this person and you wasted your vote, what the hell are those 3 million people? What are they saying by not voting?
Wait, hold on. Let me say something too. Even if you voted for the guy that lost, you didn't waste your vote. Because the point is showing the
It's
numbers.
making a statement.
Yeah, not just making a statement, but you're showing your numbers, telling the next Republican guy, hey, we voted this much for the last guy.
Yeah.
So make sure you actually produce a good candidate.
Represent, that will.
And then little by little, they start increasing. But if you never vote for the guy, the next Republican is going to be like, what's a joke?
Yeah, there's no
Nobody's
point.
voting for us anyway.
Why? If there was only 7%.
We're just going to run a bozo, and it is what it is.
Right, or none at all. Just those two, just the Democratic
because
Party.
we've seen this before in elections past, where they're like, oh, we'll just throw anybody in there. Because it doesn't matter.
What bugs me out about these numbers is that, there are a lot of people complaining, right? I'm on social media, and let's be real, a lot of you Christians are crying
About Mamdani?
about Mamdani.
Oh, you should have voted.
Now, I'm assuming that the ones that are complaining, giving the benefit of the doubt, that they actually voted.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Hopefully.
But if you're complaining,
because I can't tell you how many people I spoke to, and they were like, I can't believe this guy won. And I'm like, who'd you vote for? They're like, oh, well, I didn't have the time to go. And I'm like, well, that's why he won.
That's why he won. Yeah. So if you're complaining and you didn't vote, and you're the one of those 3 million people, I mean, you left the fate of
New Yorkers don't vote. We just don't do it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I think it's the hood.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is.
The hoodness of New York.
I'm gonna tell you.
We don't even care.
Maybe okay.
We kind of just watch it like it's somebody else's election. You know what I mean? We're like, oh, that's for them. They vote.
Could it be that, as far as Latino, coming from a Latino migrant perspective, could it be that we were raised where the mindset was, don't go there. ISIS is gonna be there waiting for you.
I never heard this in my life.
You never heard this?
Never heard. I was never worried
from
about
your parents.
No.
Your parents just never went.
We're American. The hell we're worried about that for? We never even think about that. It never comes to mind.
Oh my gosh! I'm trying to rationalize why it is that in our culture we don't vote, we don't emphasize, we don't take the moment to show our kids that the importance of voting. Have you done that with your kids?
I took my daughter with me. I took my daughter with me.
Your daughter's mad little.
I took my daughter with me, and she was wearing a Puerto Rico dress, and we went together to vote. I was like,
you were wearing a dress too?
Yeah. I told her, I was like, we're gonna go, we're gonna vote. I was like, you can wear whatever you want, I don't care, because we're only going up the block. And then look, she wore the Puerto Rico dress. She wore a crown too. I was like, wear whatever you want, I don't care. It don't matter.
She was like, we're voting. It sounds important, so let me show up.
When I went though, the little ones, the 2 boys, they were somewhere else. What the hell? They were with my sister-in-law.
Okay.
And then when I got back, my son, my older son went to go vote. After when I got back, he went.
Okay.
Yeah.
The adult.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming.
Wait, you got 2 of them.
My other son is. There's no election where he was at. It didn't matter.
He was chilling. Yeah. Okay, so to break down the demographics before we go into the policies, right? Because everybody's complaining that he's there.
I want to know about race. I'm curious.
Well, we could look that up. Why don't you look that up on your phone while I show this next graph? Multitask, you freaking degenerate Puerto Rican ass. All right, the next chart that I pulled up was how long have you lived in New York City and the votes that went towards that demographic. So over here we have in the blue, we have Mamdani, Cuomo's in the gray, Sliwa is in the red, and I shouldn't even mention the others because it's almost infinitesimal, their margins. So people that have lived here less than 5 years, 83% of the people who have voted, which is 6% total, have been here for less than 5 years. 83% of them voted for Mamdani.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Hold on. Less than 5 years.
Less than 5 years.
83% voted for Mamdani.
83% voted for Mamdani.
But what? That's only 6% of the vote.
That's 6%. Yeah, that's 6%
of the vote.
Of the
okay,
vote.
so just a minuscule amount.
Yeah,
but the most of them voted because they don't care. This doesn't impact them. If New York City goes to crap, I'm not from New York anyway.
I've only been here for 5 years.
I can go back to wherever I came from. Yeah, it doesn't
or
matter.
maybe they can't. Maybe they settled here. You don't know their situation.
I know their situation.
Don't be a judger.
Yeah, nobody comes to New York unless they're ready to leave. Because New York's harder to live than anywhere else in this country. You know what I'm saying? If you leave New York, you're most likely not coming back. Right? Let's be real.
Really?
Yeah, it's so expensive to come back here.
It's too expensive to get here.
Anywhere in this country except
You're
for
saying
maybe California.
It's too expensive to come here.
To live here.
To then go back.
Yeah. So if I'm from Minnesota and I move to New York's dramatically more expensive than Minnesota. If I can't make it in New York, I'll go back to Minnesota.
If I can't make it to New York... But that's what I'm saying.
Make it in New York, surviving, working, making money. If I can't make it in New York, then I could just go back to Minnesota because it's so much cheaper life, easier.
Well, isn't that what I'm saying? That they could just go back to wherever the freak they came
that's
from?
what I'm saying. Like, okay, we're gonna vote for Mamdani. His policies are crazy. It doesn't impact you.
Okay.
If it works, it works. Great. If it doesn't work and New York City becomes a freaking Battle for LA, whatever it's called, the movie.
Battlefield LA?
Yeah, we just go back to Minnesota. It doesn't matter to me. I got my family out there.
Okay.
My family's not over here. I'm not from over here. But also, it's only 6% of the vote, so it's really not that much. The impact is nothing.
Okay.
The impact got to be what? If you did 6% of how many people voted, well, how many people voted? 200,000? Is that 2 million?
2 million.
Okay, so out of 6% of the 2 million is how much? 12,000? 12,000. Right?
12,000.
So 12,000 votes. Out of the 12,000, 83% of the 12,000 voted for Mamdani. So it's like nothing.
Yeah.
It's a margin of error.
Okay, right, but it's for the category of been there less than 5 years. Now, between 5 and 10 years, 76% voted for Mamdani, 18% for Cuomo.
Those people have a little bit more skin in the game. They're like, all right. But you notice how the longer you're here, the less likely you vote for Mamdani? Because now you know New York culture. You're tuned in a little bit better. So you're like, oh, wait, that's not going to work out here.
Yep. And
New York City was based on capitalism.
And it keeps going down that little trail. If you've been here for 10 plus years, 35% of the votes that were cast, right? So we're talking about a little less than half. Voted 54% voted for Mamdani, 38% for
because
Cuomo.
once you're in New York for a while, you're like, the way the city works, that's not going to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you got people who were born here. Now, we don't even fit in this category.
We know better. No. You know what I'm saying? But this is crazy. We're not doing this.
But even Sliwa, they put a number could finally fit that they actually added a number. 70% voted for Sliwa, 45%. This is the only time that Cuomo is ahead of Mamdani for the people who are actually born here. This is the only number where. So the original New Yorkers were not with, according to this. If you add Mamdani and Sliwa and the other candidates, which would be the people who did,
was Adams
and Adams, the blue. If you add the other, we're talking about 70 something percent, 64% were not with this Mamdani guy.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are talking about the policies. The only ones that I could think of off the top of my head is going to be making the buses free.
Yes. Let's do it.
And freezing the rent And from what I understand, he's only talking about rent freeze for rent stabilized apartment. Because what stake does he have, or what authority does he have? Assuming that he could have freeze the rent for rent stabilized apartments, assuming that he could get that done,
if he could get it done,
we're assuming that he can. He's not talking about my rent where I live now. This isn't rent stabilized, so he's not tapping into the private sector. So what is he talking about exactly, other than those two things that he's trying to? Oh, and I don't know, what is it with the bodegas? Create a whole new union or something, or coalition for the bodega owners.
That's
other those three things. I know nothing about this guy. So when I went to go vote, I said to myself, put it in the doc. When I went to go vote, instead I said to myself, I got Mamdani that I just can't see myself right now. The left used to have my vote back when.
Yeah,
I can't give my vote to that side right now because they're wildin', and they're on record wildin'. I can't give my vote to independents or that's my last resort, because it's like I know that my vote sort of matters. And in this instance, for me, that was going for the Republican Party with Sliwa. That's how I went into this election voting. And when you sent that text message to the group chat, how do you feel that you threw your vote away? I was waiting for the numbers to talk crap. And I'm
I only said that because you said voting for Sliwa was throwing your vote away.
Yeah.
And I wanted Mike to think that you voted for.
Mike was happy I voted for Sliwa because he's a Republican by heart. He bleeds Republican. But I definitely don't. When I saw the candidates, I thought about Cuomo, and I'm like, I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And that's like the safe bet. And it's also, to me, just as bad almost. No, Mamdani's definitely worse because I don't know. And based on the rhetoric and what I'm hearing, it's uncomfortable, right?
Cuomo's like if Cuomo would have won, it's like a slow ship moving through the ocean. It's a big ship.
Politics as usual.
Things kind of move a little bit.
Some people in the nursing home might die.
Yeah.
Maybe some people get sexually harassed.
Gonna do some crazy shit.
We don't know.
Yeah, we know.
How do you know?
We know what he's advocating for.
That's what we're gonna get into.
But it's not. It's less. It's equal parts really. What he's advocating for versus the reaction of people. You know what I'm saying? So if he puts the taxes high, why would I stay here if I'm rich? Or why would I keep my money here? You know what I'm saying? Why would I do that?
Right.
I'd rather if I want to pay taxes, I'd rather pay somewhere cheaper.
Going back to the results of the elections, what bothers me about it is that people, it's not like before that we only had one media source, right? So it's either laziness, incompetence, or people that just don't. Those 3 million people, they just didn't want to hear it, and they stuck their nose out of it. Or maybe it's culturally, like you said. You know what I mean? They just don't vote. It's not a thing. It's more like a sport. It comes up every once in a while in November, and people tune in because they don't have a choice. My thing is that we have them on Mamdani, for example, and many politicians, for example, that promise something. So in the instance of making the buses free, at first it was all buses free.
Yeah.
Then at the last minute, he redefined what he meant and said, what? No, let's do one bus at a time, one bus per borough as a pilot. I like that idea.
We did this already. That got to be old.
It is old.
Yeah, we did this already.
But is it done by borough? Is it because we did it before and maybe there's another giving it a shot again? The point is that he reneged on his stance before he won the race. Another thing that he flipped during his run, not actually now that he's the mayor, he first said defund the police. Now he says, no, let's not defund. Furthermore, I'm going to leave that woman in charge. What's her name?
Kathy Hochul.
Kathy
Hochul. What the hell's her name? I was gonna say Garcia, but it's after Garcia.
No. Police Commissioner Tish.
Tish.
Wow, that's how you remember it?
Yeah.
You little pervert. That's our OnlyFans. We're just thinking about the OnlyFans channel. We're not doing that right now.
Jesus.
So he changed his stance. My thing is that when they campaign on doing something, for example, the only other thing I know about him is freezing the rent. But we know that he can't.
Yeah. Well, he can't do that right now. But eventually he
doesn't have the power to do it.
Not yet. Eventually he will.
How?
The board that does the elections, that does that rent freezing, whatever.
The people that decide.
Yeah, they decide.
He appoints them,
but now he can't do that right now.
Right.
It's later on in the future.
He could.
I think in 2 years he can do that.
He could appoint people that are in favor of freezing it, but maybe they don't.
No, but he puts the guy in.
Yeah, but that guy could turn around and stab him in the back.
He could, but then why would I put him in there if I know that's the guy that does that stuff? I make sure I get my people in there.
Like Trump did in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then they stabbed him.
You know, I mean, but, you know, obviously Mamdani's, it's just, New York City is a smaller place. You got your people. You know, hire the guy from your mosque. Oh, this guy, yeah, he's a good. Put him in there. You know what I'm saying? Remember, the first time Trump did the president thing, he was... The Republicans were like, yo, this is the guy. He goes a list of guys. He's like, all right, I'll pick this guy. He's loyal, you know.
Yeah.
Now he's not doing that. Now he's like, I'm picking my people. Screw everybody else. And look, now that he picked his people, things are happening.
Yeah,
you know
I get that.
Okay.
But he can't do that right now. And on day one, I believe it was...
Not yet.
But he said on day one, he's going to freeze the rent.
Okay, well, he can't do that.
Apparently. Yeah. Like, don't quote me on that.
Quote him.
So... A lot of politicians make these promises, and then when they actually get in there, they don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's what sounds better to you? If I go on day one, I'm going to freeze the rent, or if I say I'm going to try really hard to freeze that rent. That sounds like I don't want to vote for this guy.
I'd rather we will freeze the rent. I'm not going to say day one.
Yeah. We're going to work toward, but even that sounds like I'm going to kind of do it. I'm going to try, and then Cuomo's going to be like, I'll do it. Vote for me, I'll do it. They're like, oh, that guy.
We will do it. It will get done. Don't give a timeline. All I'm saying is that in the other two instances, when it comes to the buses and when it comes to the police funding and his stance on the NYPD, during the campaign, people can literally see that he's changing his stance on these things.
Hold on. Can we watch the video real quick?
If you want a solid candidate, I would want that person to be consistent.
Yeah, hold on. I don't know if it's no good, we're gonna cut this out. But let's show this real quick. This is a perfect example of politics right here.
Okay, go ahead. Ready?
Yeah, put me in the middle. Yeah,
right here. I'm gonna put you right in the middle. Right here.
Ready? Just listen carefully.
We want good thing. We like good thing. How you pay for good thing? He want bad thing. No, we don't want bad thing. He want bad thing. He want bad thing. No, we don't want bad thing. Me?
You get it? What the guy asks?
Good thing.
Right? Well, good. Everybody's like, oh yeah, good thing. I like good thing. What he says?
How you pay for good thing?
How do you pay for good thing?
He want bad thing. No.
He want bad thing. That's literally politics.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody asks a question, but how are we going to do that? Like, oh, see, he doesn't like that. He doesn't want to do that.
What I'm saying by these examples that I gave you with the only policies I know he's running on, what I'm saying is that this dumb video, you dumb people, you 3 million people don't get. That explanation you gave, you don't get. They don't see the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
They don't see what's right in front of your face. I hate to say it, but it's true. Who has been consistent politically? Who?
Trump.
Say my name. Trump.
But like the thing too, like even the debates when they were bringing up Cuomo, and they were like, "Oh, these women said da da da. You did this to them," and all I kept thinking was like, "What does that have to do with politics? That's personal."
Yeah. Right. But
if he wants to be a freaking gay, like that's what I think about Diddy sometimes with the Diddy trial. Oh, he had so much baby oil. It's like, all right, but who cares? None of our business. Let him have as much.
What is it illegal to have baby
fun as he was? Who cares?
If it was illegal to have baby oil, what are you gonna do with all those babies? Parents that brought baby oil for the.
So when I hear things like that, I'm like, who cares? Whatever he does in his free time, why is our business?
Right, but
if Mamdani or of Cuomo, let's just say, if Cuomo's like, oh, when I go hang out, I like to go to the gay bars and just
just to be specific, promises made, promises kept.
Yeah.
But like the example, because I know people are like, yeah, but he said he was going to reduce the prices of food.
Mamdani?
Trump.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the argument. Oh, he said he was going to do this. He's just like Mamdani said he was going to freeze the rent. He said day one.
Yeah.
but he really meant eventually. That's the goal.
But on day one, I'm gonna start the process.
Right.
Yeah.
This homeboy Trump, day one, I'm gonna release the files. I'm gonna, right? Did he say day one he was gonna release the files?
He never even talked about it.
He never even talked
He
about
never even
it.
talked about it.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly what he said.
But also too, like, who said they were files?
They asked him on the podcast.
No, but who said that they even exist? Files.
Ooh, that it goes back.
That's what I'm saying.
That
I
goes
don't
back.
think that was like, it was just some politician randomly like, oh yeah, we'll release the files, and it's just like, what files?
There's a difference between.
Who knows there's even files?
There's a difference between campaigning on a bald-faced lie that you know you're never gonna do.
Because when I hear the file
Versus-
things, I feel like it's a conspiracy. I'm like, there's no files. Who does that?
A liar?
No, but say like, who keeps files like that?
The FBI, right?
Yeah, but we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
The FBI.
You think Jeffrey Epstein was like, all right, let me keep notes of what's going on in this house? He's gonna keep files of that. The most he has is videos that of surveillance cameras, or maybe he has secret cameras.
Oh,
That's
you're
the
saying
most.
who wrote down? Oh, I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking. Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. When they say release the files, like, what are you talking about? What files are you talking about?
I thought that the files were what the FBI had collected off of him, what they were planning to
Yeah,
charge
but
him with.
the only thing they have is what? The flight logs.
Flight logs,
And then the video of surveillance of whatever goes on the
Right.
island, which I'll guarantee the FBI has.
or
And they watched it, and most of it was just people walking around talking.
were there victims, alleged victims, that went up and said, "I'm sitting down with the FBI, and there's a whole file on my
Yeah, but even if the victim sat down and said, "Hey, we got the XYZ.
This happened
is what
to
I
me,
did,
blah,
da, da,
blah,
da, da."
right?"
None of them said Trump so far. I mean, as far as I heard, nobody mentioned Trump.
No, but it's not about that. My thing is, those are the files they're referring to. Give me
Well,
the files of the
FBI
people.
files.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the FBI came out and they go, "It's nothing going on there. You guys have spread this."
That's not what they
conspiracy."
said. What Cash
Put them on, Cash Patel.
Cash Patel said was that I'm not going to release these victim statements.
Okay, but even then, like, what does that prove, really? You know what I'm saying?
The people want the files.
What I'm saying is this: if it was something that implicated people that were whatever famous, you think Bill Gates? You don't think Cash Patel wants Bill Gates to go down? All the crap he talks about Trump. You
Yeah.
think Trump is like, release that? Hell yeah, release that. F this guy.
I get
Or
it.
maybe that doesn't exist at all.
I get it, but back to the campaigning and politicians and their method of complaining. Trump never said that he was going to
Never even
release the
mentioned
file.
it. Yeah.
He said he'll look into it. That's the only thing he ever said in that podcast.
And his looking
episode.
into it was probably, hey, Cash, can you take a look at that? Because they keep asking me, so
Yeah,
take care of that.
yeah,
please.
look into it. Which
All right,
Cash.
I got other things to do. That's your put on your.
But
jurisdiction.
when it comes to campaigning, Trump promised to close the border. He did it. I'm just amazed that people who went to go vote for Mamdani listened to what his arguments are and said, yep. And then even during his campaigning, he switched his stance on these policies, and those voters still decided to go, yep, he got my vote. It's baffling to me. It's one thing to say, you know what, this person was consistent on his messaging, whether you agree with it or not. He was consistent on it, and now when it came time to show guns and actually talk, walk the talk, that's on you. You're taking a leap of faith. But it's another thing to listen to this person renege on everything that he initially started with, and then towards the end, he's teetering to everyone's freaking.
Yeah, but when he said that he was only going to do one per borough, when did he say that?
In the latter part
Of
his campaign.
he did? Oh,
Yeah, in the
'Cause
latter
I know
part.
he's the one that started the pilot program. That was him that started that.
Oh, okay. So
I don't know if it's an older thing that he said back in the day. It was like, oh, we'll just do one per borough.
and it's a play on words, right? We're gonna make the buses free
Because it still says here free on his website.
all of them.
Yeah.
Again, a play on words. A play on words is the way I look at it,
Because
because
just explaining it. This is all is explaining. But the first one says, our plan to make buses free will save blah, blah, blah. Generate over 1 per billion economic benefits, 2 times the cost.
and does it say twice? Go to the next slide.
No, but this is just explaining what it is. This will be faster. Like, no, I'm saying it's just like advertising it, basically. Improve safety. This says nothing about what I'm going to do. See?
Yeah, it doesn't
Say
break down the
people,
exact
yeah.
plan.
But right here, we're going to read it.
Even that doesn't tell me, is that all buses? Does that suggest all
What does
buses?
that say? A year fare is lessons from New York's free bus. Oh, that's just propaganda. Not propaganda, but like it kind of explaining it. This is it. City buses are the slowest. Blah blah blah. Just explaining it. He won the first free bus per borough. He'll permanently eliminate the fare on every city bus and make a faster rapid. He doesn't say when though. You know what I mean? This is his website. His wife designed this. You know that?
Wow.
She's an artist. Good for her.
Good for her.
Zoran Mamdani.
So that's what baffles me, that we have these candidates that are like
It's free rent freeze. Hey, your boy.
the majority of New Yorkers.
As mayor, Zoran will immediately free the rent for all stabilized tenants. I hope so. Freeze them. Freeze them all. I think he lives in a rent stabilized apartment, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, that's for me, baby. I'm taking care of me first. I'm not letting this apartment go.
He's definitely not.
Right?
He's definitely not. And it must be a really big ass freaking apartment.
You know he met his wife on Hinge?
No. What's
like
Hinge?
It's like a dating thing app.
Listen.
Like Tinder.
Are you surprised by that?
I guess, yeah.
Why?
Because I feel like that's weird.
Because you come from a generation
That talks to people. So when I see people we met her online, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, ugh.
Yucky.
Okay, ugh.
You trust her?
Yeah, what the hell?
That's what you get, right?
Not just, yeah, I guess. It's like weird. People are weird. They put fakeness on in the internet. You know what I mean? They put the front.
Right.
You know, every time you go to Instagram, they're showing you the best of the best. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said, you trust it?
Yeah. That's why I don't like posting on Instagram. Like it's all fake.
So
I had fun. I saw the freaking movie. I posted it. Like everybody's like, wow, he loves movies. Like, man, I go once in a while and I post it.
no,
you know what I'm saying? But the image, if you looked at my thing, is wow, he really likes movies.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a moviegoer.
He's a movie. He loves taking pictures of the freaking sky.
Well, it's a lie. He's gay. Let's go back to his policies. What else you got?
Building affordable housing, which you should. All right, let's go. Cracking down on bad landlords. I wonder how you're going to accomplish this, bro. The only thing you can do is what? Charge them more money for like, what is it called? Violations? But then what are you going to do? You're going to put the building out of business and everybody got to leave. Right? Think about it. If you put more fines, because that's how you get the landlord to do things, right? You make the fines.
That's crazy because it says that the city will decisively step in and take control of their property.
Wow. So we're talking about spending money now. The city's spending money.
Going in and controlling
it and spending money on this.
And how well is that working out for the city when it comes to
NYCHA clean and perfect. What are you talking about? No rats.
Security, you can't get in.
They're definitely not the dirtiest buildings in the whole area.
And their doors, like you can't just walk into a.
Oh no, it's not like you can bang into it and pop it open.
No, you can't do that. No.
It's crazy, bro. Having a landlord that owns the building is so much better than think about the DMV. The process to going through it, just pain in the ass.
No, but having the landlord, and it's good because you also hold them accountable because you have a system, the courts.
But not only that, like if it's your building, you want to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? If the landlord's a cheap landlord, that's one thing.
I hear you,
but even then, you can't take the building.
Yeah, but my argument is this: if you have the landlord, then you have another system to come in and hold them accountable. If now it's controlled by the system, who do you go to complain with? Who do you go to complain to?
That's what I'm saying. You have no. That's it. That's the bottom of the barrel. There's nothing past that.
Who you go to?
They're not going to help you. That's it.
Kathy Hogle? Yeah. Kathy.
Like, hey, I got a problem with this, and they don't take care of it. It's like there's nobody else that can help you after us.
Yeah.
No is no. Sorry. Too bad. You know. And a lot of these landlords, when you hear them talk about what people complain, oh, this is broken, the landlord's like, they don't pay rent. I can't even afford mortgage, and they want me to fix this. Have them pay the rent so I can afford these things. You know, you hear that all the time in the city. These people don't pay rent.
Yeah,
I've been trying to go through the evictive process for 2 years. The city doesn't want to evict them. 2 years this guy don't pay rent. You know about this. How am I gonna pay to fix this if they don't pay rent? This guy owes me $25,000 or whatever.
Yes, he does.
I could have been fixed all these problems.
You should have fixed it first, and you wouldn't have lost that money.
See? That's what Mamdani. That's the mentality Mamdani got. Oh, you should have fixed it. You're rich, right? You own a building, right?
Yeah, you're rich.
What, you know how many expenses there are to running a building?
Yeah, no, but so the scenario that you're vaguely expressing is that you only withhold the rent if the repairs don't get done.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to keep that in the bank.
Exactly. Then when you
Show
fix it,
them.
you give it.
Here it
Now,
is.
if I'm the landlord and you owe me whatever, $10,000, unless I fix it, when I fix it, you should be like, here goes the $10,000.
Yeah.
And as a landlord, I'm like, boom. Not only did I fix these things and it's clean and now it's perfect, we don't got to worry about problems later, but now I got my money back and now I can finally pay off some of this mortgage that's been backed up because this guy didn't pay me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, you didn't get paid because you didn't fix.
Yeah. But again, if
All of that could have been avoided.
But most of these problems in New York, they don't pay. The landlord just got to eat that shit.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
again, we're specific to this scenario. What else he got as far as his
this is
policies?
This is whatever. D-theft is people that like they basically find out you own a house and they act like you to these companies and they kind of take over your mortgage behind your back and you don't know. You're just living in the house paying mortgage.
Yeah.
And they make believe that you fake IDs and all that. And then they somehow take the mortgage and sell your house and you're living there. People come to move in and you're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
But it's too late now. Everybody paid, and the people that are moving are like, technically I own this building because this is a real deed.
Okay.
And you're like, oh shoot, yeah. But I mean that's whatever.
Whatever.
No, because I just feel like that's not really a policy. That's anybody should fix that.
Right.
It's not like a specific this guy's gonna fix it.
Okay.
Department of Community Safety. This is why I can't stand stuff like this. You're gonna open up another department that our taxes got to pay people
Instead of
salaries to fix a problem.
That's another.
Instead of saying Department of Community Safety, that's called the police department. Let's just give them the money they need to get into the city and shoot people and get it over with. Just freaking shoot the criminals and get it over.
No, well, let's be specific here. Let's be specific. He wants to do what? He wants to do what? Create the Department of Community and Safety to prevent violence. First of all,
another department.
First of all, there's already a community relations department. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I believe there is. There's already
for the city.
Does the New York City Police Department have a community relations department?
Penis.
He didn't catch penis.
Yes. The NYPD has a
community affairs. That's what it's called. Community affairs.
Oh, there you go. Talk to them.
Okay, so we have the community affairs.
But why open up another department? We already overinflated with these stupid departments we have all over the place. There's a department of everything in New York. It's all of our tax dollars getting literally drained away by all these people's salaries, getting paid to do nothing all day. Give it to the police department. They know what they're doing already.
So
the project has a police department in it. Literally, the first floor is police department. And what? Those are the safest projects than the other one that's down the freaking road that don't have it.
Right, so that's what I mean. So with the community affairs, what he should be doing, instead of, like you said, opening up a whole new department and wasting money, he should have that department
invest in the police department.
No. Stop. There's already a whole sub department that he's trying to advocate for, which is what? To prevent violence before it happens. That's literally what they do. They're supposed to build relationships with the community.
But that's what I'm saying. Just invest in that one. Just hey, take care of this, guys. I'll give you a little bit more budget.
Or what is it that you guys are currently doing that's not working?
Yeah.
Because there's the relationship is
we stopped shooting them, so now they're still here. Because they're still here, they're causing problems. So give us more ammunition. I think that'll solve the problem.
So what they're actually doing is the Community Affairs Bureau focusing on strengthening relationships through programming and outreach programs, collaborative policing, quality of life terms, Q teams, and community response teams. So it sounds like they have a whole outline. What in the mayor's...
Well, but this is like... I don't know how to explain it. You know, they have like a block party and the police show up and they're like, oh, we got t-shirts or whatever.
So what is he saying? What's different? To prevent violence before it happens, prioritizing solutions that have been consistently shown to improve safety. Like what?
Hold on. You know what this is?
Propaganda.
No, this is this. Broken windows policy. Let's see what it says here. policing strategy based off the theory that cracking down on minor crimes can prevent serious offensive. The approach assumes that visible signs of disorder, like broken windows, lead to crime because they signal a lack of control, which can embolden criminals, right? And then what did Mamdani want to do here? Prevent violence before it happens by priority solutions, which have been constantly shown to improve safety. So he's basically saying, I'm gonna call it something else because the Republicans had that idea, and I don't want to call it that.
Yeah, but hold on. Through this new city agency, a whole of government approach, community safety will be prioritized like never before in New York City. The department will invest in
Donald Trump write
citywide.
that?
The department will
Like never before.
like never you see the greatest. The department will invest in citywide mental health programs and crises, including deploying dedicated outreach workers in 100 subway stations, providing mental services in vacant. Again, this part right here, you already have
a program that does that. I know somebody that interviews people to put them in a program to give them an apartment. I know this guy. They have that already.
Not me. No, but oh god. Okay, in vacant commercial units, increasing transit ambassadors to assist New Yorkers and in their journey to expand in their journeys, expand evidence-based gun violence prevention programs, and increase funding to hate violence prevention programs by 800%. Wow, that's a great number.
Waste of money.
What a waste of money.
Just let people hate each other. That's their freedom to do that. I don't understand the problem. If people want to hate each other, let them hate each other. If they want to kill each other, then just sharpen them up.
But instead of wasting this money, then change what the current community affairs program is doing. Their officers, who are you going to use? The same uniform officers.
So there's stories in the west coast of America, in Compton, and they said these kids, the gun violence was getting out of control. The police stopped showing up in these neighborhoods because the kids are just killing each other. Eventually, they killed each other so much, the neighborhood started getting peaceful again. Because those people are gone now. I'm just saying, it's a solution.
Don't listen to this guy. Early childhood education, what he got?
No-cost childcare. That's beautiful. I would love to see that. But we're talking about New York City paying private businesses to watch kids. Think about what that did for the colleges. College, we used to cost, what, $6,000, whatever, for a freaking semester or whatever, a freaking degree or whatever, right? So 4 years of college would be like $6,000 back in the day. Then the government was like, oh, we'll pay. We're going to help pay. And you know what they did? They increased the freaking thing of mission of college. They're like, well, the government's going to pay anyway. We might as well charge whatever we want.
So any child between 6 weeks and 5 years old, ensuring high quality programming for all families, will receive free child care, and he will bring up wages for child care workers. So you're going to give them free child care, and you're going to increase their wages. Where are you going to get the money for free child care?
There's no such thing as free. It's going to come out of our pockets.
Where are you going to get that money for free child care? Because you got to pay those people who are going to be qualified and licensed to take care of your child.
Yeah, but they're going to put the freaking prices. They're going to jack the prices up because they know the government's going to pay it.
And then you're going to also increase the person that got the free child care. Got it. Okay.
You know what they should do? Would probably be obviously better. Obviously, to me, it'd be better. What's the name of that program they do when you're going to take care of a family member or a sick family member? They pay you.
CDPAP.
CDPAP. Just do that for kids.
Consumer.
Oh, is your grandmother or your titi's going to watch his kid? Let them watch your kid and we'll pay her.
So what you're saying is, if you're going with that model, what you're saying is that the person that cannot afford quality care, what you're suggesting is that this CDPAP program is going to allow the worker to get paid to take care of their own kids, and he promised to increase the worker's salary, so I'm going to get paid extra.
I don't know what you're saying right now. What I'm saying is you get your titi that doesn't work for no freaking agency.
Right.
She's a freaking titi. She doesn't even talk English.
Okay. So it can't be your own child.
No, what would you? No, that's welfare. That's something totally different. They want you to work. You get a job.
Yeah.
And then we're going to help you.
Right.
And then that way, we don't have to worry about somebody
Because in the
jacking up.
CDPAP program, you're not allowed to take care of your own child unless they have a disability.
But that's a different thing. But what I'm saying is, if you do it to the agency, they're gonna show the price mad high, and the city's gonna be like, "Well, we did say we're gonna pay for them. Here you go." But if you cap it and say, "Oh, we're gonna give grandma $300 a week," okay, that's how much grandma's gonna get paid. She's gonna get paid nothing now. At least you keep money in the household now.
Yeah.
And people that are technically quote unquote poor, that don't have skills, whatever, they're able to make a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna make an incentive for business-minded people to be like, "Oh, now's my chance to open up a daycare center because the city's gonna pay as much as I charge."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I could charge a freaking whatever $1,000 a week per kid. I'm balling now.
Yeah.
I'm stealing money from the city. No problem. Let's go. You know, I'd rather pay a person, a human being that you know, a family member that you know. That's my grandma stays with her every day anyway. Let's get her a little bit of money.
Okay, but
You know, it'll be cheaper for the city.
But the latter part of that his proposal is that abuelita is going to get paid to take care of your kids, but he also is increased the wages for me. So abuelita takes care of my kid, and I get a job, and minimum wage is going to go up. So it has to go up for abuelita too.
Well, I'm not. I don't like minimum wage going up. That's me personally.
I don't care about your
But
opinion.
that is.
I don't care about your feelings. I'm asking you. I'm trying to decipher what he's saying. What he's saying here is that he's going to provide childcare. Where was it? Where did we go?
Right there. You there.
Provide childcare for 6 weeks to 5 years old, ensuring a high quality program for all families, and he will bring up wages for childcare workers.
Yeah. So not for you, for the person that's working.
For the
there.
person that's working, so they're gonna make more money.
They're gonna make more money. Yeah.
To take care. Great. So in that case, that CDPAP mentality that you have, that's not part of this.
No, but I'm saying, but it's better than this.
It's better than that.
This is dumb. This is making it easy for us to steal money from the city.
This, I would think that your idea makes it easy because I got 5 kids.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go work at McDonald's. I can't. I got 5 kids.
Okay.
So your idea says I'm going to give you 2 of my kids and the city's going to pay you
Yeah.
for those kids. And they're going to pay you well because he just said he's going to increase.
That's him. Not my idea. I don't know. We'll forget about him.
Oh, forget
my
about
idea is you pay them $300 a week for the kid or whatever.
Whatever.
You got 2 kids. Okay, now it's whatever, $500 a week. You got 6 kids. All right, we cap it at 3 kids or whatever.
Gotcha.
You have more kids. That's too bad. You should have more.
But what about if maybe we could mess with the system in your idea? Like I got 5 kids. You watch 2 of mine and I watch 2 of yours.
Yeah, let's do that.
And we got to check.
Let's get that check. Let's get the money.
Or do I have to prove that I'm working in order to qualify to get you paid?
Yeah, but that's obvious. You have to prove. You're not just gonna be like, "Oh, I got a job," and they're gonna be like, "Okay, check."
My job is taking care of your kids.
No, okay, we rotate. You take care of my kids, I take care of your kids.
Right. So
Let's go, baby. There we go. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, we're corrupt here.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, at least you're putting money in people's hands that can't work. How many grandmas and titis don't have jobs, especially elderly? I was trying to think about grandmas because they're like, they don't work. They're just home watching the kids all day anyway. Give them some pocket money to take care of the grandkids while they're there. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it anyway. Give them some money and forget about these freaking businesses. You're putting money in the business's hands, which is out of control.
Okay.
That's literally corruption. You're basically giving a heads up to the daycare centers. Hey, it's coming. Money's coming for you. Get ready. Start opening it up. I won the mayorship. You got 2 months to open up your business. Let's go.
Put all the drugs under the rug.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're literally giving. It's insane. There's no, unless there's a cap that he's not mentioning of the amount that you can charge per child. But what he's saying is high quality. High quality is not cheap. You know what I'm saying? High quality is not in somebody's first floor of their house.
Yeah, with fentanyl in the rug.
Yeah, high quality is a facility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you're talking about raising the wages for them too. So that's more money.
Yeah.
At least if you pay grandma, you could pay a little bit.
So that employee, that person could go flip burgers in Burger King for $15 an hour?
Oh, work your way up.
Right.
Yeah. Get your foot in the door.
Great allocation of funds.
Get rid of freaking minimum wage. Give them $7 an hour. So that way they're like, well, I can't
this
afford
guy never had a beginning. All right, here we go. So,
bro, when I got paid $7 an hour, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but wages, it didn't cost $7,000 to live somewhere.
Who you know that can pay $7,000 rent?
Once again,
I know nobody that pays that much money for rent. 0 people.
Was the cost of living adjusted to the $7 an hour at that time, in your opinion?
No.
It wasn't.
No.
And do you think you think $7 is You think $7 matches the living wage now?
Hell no.
Okay, so you can shut the fuck up. All right,
No.
let's pick a topic.
But I also think minimum wage is not meant for that. Minimum wage is for you can survive, eat food, and live homeless.
So that's
Minimum
supposed to be
wage.
welfare.
Yeah, basically.
Gotcha.
Minimum wage is just you're gonna barely make it, and you're gonna hate it. It's gonna make you look for a better job.
Gotcha.
Don't stay there. Don't think, oh, it's my career. I make $50 an hour at McDonald's. I'm gonna work here for 20 years. Make zero skills. You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense.
Got it.
Get them out. McDonald's is cycle kids through.
If that's how it works, then I don't want to ever eat in fast food restaurants.
McDonald's should be for teenagers, early 20s.
Yeah, the starter.
Once you get 30, it's like, what are you doing? Unless you're a manager.
I leveled up.
Leveled up, then you can be your manager. But if you've been flipping burgers for 10 years,
I'm a professional.
you just kill.
Just kill.
Go to
Don't
another
say
country,
that.
bro.
What's wrong with you?
You're done, bro.
You heard what he was gonna say,
you have
guys.
no
We do
incentive.
not support harming self. Do not listen to him.
You have no incentive to improve your life. Why are you still here? 10 years working at McDonald's? That's insane, bro. Unless your husband works and you're like, I just need something to do for myself. Something fun. I don't want to stay home all day. My kids just started school. I'm just home all day bored. All right, go work at McDonald's, whatever. It doesn't matter. Make it $7 an hour just because you want something to do.
Okay. Let's get it.
Get rid of minimum wage.
We got a few agendas. We covered education. I don't want to go through all of them.
No, just
pick
there you go. Your
more.
favorite. What the hell is even that?
Did you say
QIA?
Coochie Mama Kukwaya?
What the hell is QIA? Is a new one? They got a new sex? What the hell is QIA?
I have no idea. You want to go into that one?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I see it's
LGBTQIA plus protections.
All right.
Queer trans people across the United States are facing
What is queer?
increasingly gay.
Is it?
Gay.
Is queer just gay?
Queer is gay
So why are we saying queer?
because it's fancier. And it's not offensive because if you say gay, it's like, oh,
So gay is
stop
offensive?
being gay. Yeah, it is.
Stop
now.
being gay. He's like, oh, well, my bad. Let me stop. Let me Let me put my hands.
You heard the lesbian, gay, bisexual trying to divorce from the other letters?
They should, because they have nothing in common, these people.
In the United States, they're facing increasing refuse.
That's what I'm saying. What's queer? I can make things up now and receive these protections? It's not real.
The Mamdani administration will protect this ABC LMNOP community in New York by expanding and protecting gender-affirming care in New York City, making it New York City LGBTQIA plus sanctuary city, a sanctuary city for them, and creating the office of LGBTQIA.
Another office, another tax dollar,
another office, man. I knew we should have went on that.
But wait, what does that mean? Protect them?
No, it doesn't. The first part explains how they're facing a lot of
whatever. Everybody does. What's the problem?
Including homelessness.
Yeah, everybody does. What's the big deal?
And here, this is the part that I read. Mamdani's administration will protect them by expanding and protecting gender-affirming care, making New York City LGBTQIA.
By what? By expanding and protecting gender-affirming care.
Yeah.
Why would government be involved in expanding a medical thing?
Not just a medical thing, but a medical thing for the LGBTQIA.
Just in general, why would the government be involved in anything medical?
Aren't they?
They shouldn't be.
But they are, right? But they are, my friend. So he's going to expand the protecting gender-affirming care, right? So I'm assuming that if your child wants to be a opposite sex, he's going to expand on, providing that care, making New York City LGBT a sanctuary city. So if you feel oppressed,
New York City is already for decades.
But that's for immigrants, you idiot.
No, for LGBT.
Yeah.
The first freaking thing was the gay bar, whatever it's called, Stonewall, right? Yeah. That's New York City. Mm-hmm. That area, what's it called? The Village. The Village has been gay for decades.
Well, he's claiming that he's by doing this.
What I'm saying is that you make it's a sanctuary city. Those are just nonsense words that don't mean nothing.
I mean,
you're just trying to you're pulling votes in. I'm saying nonsense.
Just reading what he wrote, bro.
Abracadabra means nothing.
You know what I'm saying? You should email him. Abracadabra.
Hello, Mokma.
And creating an office of LGBTQIA+.
Another office. There you go. Spend money. And she's probably going to be chair. She has a ginormous upper body and a very skinny legs. Like a frog.
I knew it.
How she keep balance when she walks?
I knew it. You want to take a guess at what LGBTQIA stands for?
All right. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, indigenous
plus?
asexual,
Asexual.
That's a good one. Let's see.
I don't know if I can.
Just right there. It doesn't matter. Just paste it right there.
No, I don't know if it grabbed it. So let's do it the old school way. Let's see. Let's see if you were right. The answer is
all right. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning.
Asexual.
Okay. Intersex.
Intersex. You were wrong about that. Questioning or queer.
I said indigenous. Oh, they're not gay. What the heck? Indigenous.
Indigenous gay.
Oh wow, they got their own little symbols there, right here.
Oh wow!
Oh, look at that one go. Oh, see, the asexual, they're separated. You see,
like,
we don't. Yeah, we don't.
We don't mess with each other.
Bisexual is like I mess with both. Trans is like well, I go everywhere.
Bisexual doesn't make sense to me.
Bisexual? Yeah, you're just gay.
No, but the symbol I'm saying.
Oh, because the top blue circle is intertwined with both of them. The top one's the bisexual one.
Oh, I guess.
I do girls sometimes. And the thing with bisexual is that
right, it just makes it seem like according to that image, I want to blow it up. According to this image, if I'm doing picture books, according to this image, it looks to me like what they're saying is the bisexuals. I really mess with guys, and once in a while, I mess with girls. Where I would have put the first male in the middle, and then the other two side by side, facing down.
What? No, but the arrow pointed that way means girl. You can't change the arrow direction.
Oh, I know, but the arrangement of it. Oh, it's always up for the girl?
Yeah, it's always up. You can't move it.
Oh, nah, that's horrible. That sucks. So then I would have put the second girl in the thing. I guess.
Oh, the down is lesbian. The penis pointing up is men.
Right.
The vagina.
Yeah, you got it backwards.
So this guy, I mess with guys and I mess with girls.
I mess with girls.
This one is like I chopped it off.
Wait, we can't see it on the screen.
It's that line. He's like, cut that thing off.
All right, queer got nothing.
Queer is an umbrella term for someone on the spectrum that does not identify specifically with any sexual orientation.
Wow. They got no symbol for them.
As soon as they start giving out money for these things, I'm gonna freaking change my ID.
What are you gonna be?
I'm gonna be queer or something. Whatever pays the most.
Whatever pays the most.
At my job, we have a locker room, a women's locker room. There's like 2 women in there, and it's a huge locker room. And I'm literally about to change my ID to get a woman so I can go in there and use one of the locker.
I need more space. All right.
The 2 women don't even use the locker room. It's literally just an empty room.
They're like, that's dirty. The guys go in there.
And then it's crazy because eventually, if I do that, and I use the locker room, and another woman decides she's going to come to the garage and she feels uncomfortable around me, I could sue the city. Isn't that beautiful?
We're going to see him on administrative leave.
I should just do it.
All right. Last one you want to touch and we're done.
Raising minimum wage by 30 by 2030. That's insanity. You're going to literally bankrupt the city.
You're not showing this, right?
I was thinking about it, but like you can see the age group who voted for who. The young people voted for Mamdani a crazy amount. Hold on real quick. The young people voted for, this is what I wanted to show right here. There's somebody else. Boom, Muslims.
Let's blow this up. Open image. Nope, not available. Got it.
Okay.
That sucks.
The percent of New York City. So Catholics, out of all the religions, 27% of Catholics voted. Protestant is 20. Jewish is 16. Muslim is only 4%. So Muslim is a very small portion of the population that voted. And then atheist is 23%. Most Catholics voted for Cuomo. That's no brainer. He's Italian. Most Protestants voted for Cuomo. That's also a no brainer.
The fact that any Jew
voted for Cuomo, which is, I mean, what, they're going to vote for a Muslim? Think about it. The Jews and the Muslims have beef. But the Muslims...
that's what I'm saying. The fact that it says 32% voted for Mamdani.
Yeah. I mean, but you also have people that are not... They're culturally Jewish. They're not really religious.
Oh, they just
but I'm Jewish.
For tax purposes?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then you have 92% of Muslims.
What?
That's crazy. And then the atheists, obviously, they're demonic too, so they voted for Mamdani. They're also demons. So.
Other and none? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. So Cuomo got the smart people, obviously. And I think that's the only chart. Hey, I love you, buddy. You can swim now.
Oh Lord. All right. So last one. We're out of here.
You pick.
I don't know. I kind of want to see what Trump proofing is.
Let's go. Trump proofing. Let's go.
You want to do Trump proofing? We do Trump proofing.
Let's see what does it even mean?
What does that mean?
Oh, he got no picture for that one, so he's serious.
No pictures. The first part is rhetoric. Let's get to the meat of it. Can you find it?
No. Donald Trump is tearing the Can you hold on? I'm out of curiosity. I want to see something. No, it doesn't do it. All right.
No.
Donald Trump is tearing the fabric of New York City.
Oh God.
In his second term. What did he do? What did he do?
Donald Trump, bro. I mean,
but what did he do, really?
He's Donald Trump.
Doesn't mean that. He didn't do nothing. He did nothing to New York.
He deployed ICE agents against New Yorkers to pluck them from their families. He high press skyrocketed.
That's also like, this is what I'm saying. Like,
social services and working New Yorkers on every day. Mamdani will fight to Trump's attempt to gouge working class and deliver a city where everyone can afford a dignified life. He's ensuring our immigrant New Yorkers are protected by strengthening our sanctuary cities.
That's stupid.
Apparatus, ICE.
Immigrant New Yorkers are already protected.
Getting ICE out of all city facilities and ending any cooperation.
He could
increasing.
He could do that technically. He could do that first day.
Because someone already did that, right?
Well, because he's the mayor. He runs the city agencies.
Increasing legal support and protecting all personal data. He'll make New York City an LGBTQ plus AI plus sanctuary city and protecting productive.
Wait, hold on. What did Trump say bad about LGBTQA? Ever. Never said anything bad about it.
He's not saying that he did, though.
But this is part of his Trump proof. Why do we even mention it?
Oh, I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So in his head, he's like, oh, Trump doesn't like gays. Trump never said that. Never in his entirety of his life he said anything bad about the gays. You know who did? Obama. Obama said they shouldn't get married. Trump never said that. In fact, Trump is on record saying, oh, you're gay? Oh, well, people have their lifestyles.
Enjoy.
Yeah. It's not my thing, but, whatever. Obama was like, they should not get married. I'm protecting man and woman.
But it was during his reign that legalization of gay marriage came about.
Well, because, money, baby. Money, baby. Power, baby.
Remember, right? That's
how you sell yourself. Trump never sold himself. He's been the same guy from day one.
That's what I'm saying about how can people not see what's black and white and right in front of them?
Black and orange.
And look at his website is orange. Oh, because at least his wife must love me. Everyone loves me. Yeah, what a goof. Good for New York, bad for New York.
Maybe we'll see. You never know. I don't doubt him.
Or we should at least be. It is what it is.
I'm skeptical with anybody that goes in there. You know what I'm saying? Even if Siebel would have won, we're gonna do this, do that. I was like, maybe we'll see.
Should Christians be praying for him?
Absolutely. Pray for everybody. Pray for freaking Satan. pray for everybody. What the hell? Yeah, pray for him. Oh yeah, he's one of the leaders of the city. If he won, that means it was God's plan for him to win.
To the 3 million people who didn't vote, what happened? Why didn't you vote?
You could have got Siebel in office.
Maybe, but
think about the entertainment value of that.
Of
Siebel winning. I want him to win just off the entertainment value of what he's going to do in the city and the things he's going to say.
I'll tell you this much: there wouldn't be cats all over these fucking places.
Well, maybe they will be. Maybe he's like, let them free.
Let them free.
First day, calling every freaking ASPCA, release the animals,
release the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been just pure entertainment factor. Cuomo would have been boring, like the slow moving,
like nothing would have happened.
Nothing would have mentioned. Cuomo would have been like wah.
We would have forgot about the mayor.
But equally, Mamdani is going to be also entertaining. Sleeper would have been entertaining, and Mamdani is
he's definitely going to. Well,
we don't know.
It's going to be like Trump. And they're gonna be like, he did this today, and he did this today, and he did this today, and he did that. If Cuomo would have won, we would very rarely hear about Cuomo. Every once in a while, when he was governor, we didn't hear about him until COVID. It's quiet.
Well, you would have heard of Cuomo when it came to like the upper echelons of the political ladder, because his aspiration was to become the president. That was the only reason he was running for. So he would have done less for us and focused more on getting himself involved with how to dog Trump to make his voice loud. Because that's what I would have done. I'm the mayor of the freaking capital of the world. This is it. This is
this is your city, right, Trump?
All right, my city. And I'm going to show you how you run it. So vote for me as
that's why I like Sliwa, because he was like, well, we'll see what he says. Maybe we could work with Trump.
Sliwa had no. Did you think Sliwa was trying to become president after this?
Nah, he's chilling.
Hell no.
He loves New York. He never left. He got shot, stabbed, murdered. He's still here.
He got murdered.
He got resurrected. He's still here. He don't care. He saved every cat in New York City. In fact, he's taking care of the city and not even in an office. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's how you know he cares.
It would have been fun to see him. Yeah. But it's also going to be fun with Mamdani.
We'll see.
Because, Trump is going to...
Trump is going to be like, well, I'm not giving you money. I'm
going to arrest you.
And he's like, well, then I'll just charge everybody else that lives out here.
Oh, I can't wait. You really think people are going to leave? Nah.
We'll see how much he charges. It's a lot of money.
Nah, they're not going to leave.
Think about how much taxes for that much, if you're making, whatever, a lot of money in New York City. What he said, over $1 million, something like that, he said?
2%.
That's a lot of, 2% is a lot of money.
That's a billionaire.
A millionaire, not even a millionaire. A millionaire feels like it's right there. It doesn't feel like oh my God, a millionaire. It feels like, that's like people I know. You know what I'm saying? It's right there.
Where else are they going to go that they make this amount of money? So you're going to lose 2% or go lose fucking half your...
Yeah, you just do business somewhere else.
That's going to produce half of what you're currently making? No, that's retarded.
But you don't have to, but I'm saying you leave. So they don't tax you. They're going to tax me and my business if I stay here. I'd rather just leave. Tax the business is business expense. And I live over here.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying? Think about how much off the millionaires. I think it's like 50% of the top 1% of New York City. I think 50% of the revenue of the city is from them. So if they decide they're going to be out of here, we're losing a lot of money. I think that happened in Toronto. No, not Toronto.
California.
Norway. It happened in Norway. Norway did the tax thing. They raised it up, and a lot of them left. And when they projected, if we raise it this much money, this is how much we're going to make, it went backwards instead.
So you're saying that they'll leave, but their businesses will stay?
Yeah.
Huh?
I say, again, it's a business expense. All right, whatever. I'll open a business there, and then now I guess I'll open one over here.
So it proves my point. They're not leaving.
No, they will leave. Their businesses would. You can't take your business out. Just let it making money.
A lot of people can't leave though their business.
They can't walk away from it. Well, you hire somebody.
They physically got to be there.
That's why you hire somebody. You're a millionaire. Hire somebody.
They're not leaving.
Pay the minimum wage.
I don't think they're leaving.
Pay the minimum wage.
For what?
Come on.
$20 to $15?
$20 an hour. $15 an hour. Just pay the minimum wage.
They're not going anywhere. That's their baby.
Yeah. Well, maybe. But would you leave? If they're going to charge.
If I was in that situation.
They're like, all right, we're going to raise your taxes 50%. It's like, well, I'm out of here then. I'll move to New Jersey or wherever, just one state over.
Just change my ID.
And I'll just drive over. We'll come to work. I pay the stupid tax. I pay for the toll.
I get an apartment over there and I stay over here. Just now I live over there.
Oh, yeah.
Like I got Pennsylvania insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You do one of those. I don't live here. That's my cousin's house.
Shout out to you 3 million people that didn't vote. You guys are directly responsible. I don't know why you did that.
Because I want people to see this stuff.
I don't know why you people did not vote. Thanks for making Zoran.
Thanks for making New York great again.
And we out. Say peace.
Peace.
Say goodbye to them. You have to say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
You ever thought about kissing gay niggas?
Nigga, I've done it. I want to do it again. The fuck do you mean?
What the fuck I'm talking about?
The hell are you talking about, bro?
Did you see what I put in the group chat?
No, nigga. I have notifications off.
Blow your fucking mind.
I want you to blow something else, but that's not this episode. That's our private OnlyFans. Follow us at Mango and Olaf at OnlyFans.